Morning guys, Smiley here, how you doing? Happy Monday. I don't know if you've gone back to school today or if some of you are still off. I'm just going to check I'm in the right place. Hold the line, caller. Just having a cup of tea and a chat and a quick catch up. So come and say hi if you're around. Be nice to see you. Let's have a look and see where we're at. Hope you all had a lovely half term. Did you have a nice half term? To hear what you've been up to. Back to reality now. I know lots of you went away. Lots of my clients went away. Have a bit of a break. Get off the treadmill. That's good, isn't it? It's good. I'm just jumping online because there's so much stuff going on at the moment. And I'm aware that you don't get to see everything on Facebook unless you proactively come to this page. So I don't want people to miss out on the things that they need. And if you're not on my newsletter list, you won't get it either. Why are you not on my newsletter list? I send you a love letter every week. You can sign up over on the website, smileyforlife.com/love. So the last time I was online, I did the parents training, the parent stress response. And it was just so intriguing that last night I just finished off writing a blog post, which is a follow-up to it. It's currently being proofread at the moment, so it's not live on the website. But if you go over to the website tonight, smileyforlife.com/blog, it will probably be published by this evening. It will be finished by then. So the sort of upshot of that is that the training showed me that a lot of you are freezing. That's your stress response to your kids or to your life or to stress. And obviously children aren't stressful, but they trigger bits of you, the unhealed, the wounded bits of you. So I've written this. It's a 2-part blog post. That's how much I wanted to say to you. And I'm aware that one of your things is that you get overwhelmed with information. So I've split it into 2 parts. So it's in digestible, manageable chunks. And it's got 5 tools to help you when you go into freeze. Because when you're in freeze, you're not emotionally available to your kids. And that probably will make them act out or stop asking for what they want, which we don't want that to happen. So it's really important because the consequences of you not being emotionally available to them are big because they need that from you. They need that emotional nurturing. And I posted on here the other day about childhood emotional neglect, which not many people are aware of, but it's if you grew up with it, then you won't have very high emotional intelligence or high emotional literacy. So therefore your children won't have that either, which is why I'm saying come to the Energy Pod. So today at 5, the Energy Pod is the last week. We're talking about anger. Today we're going to be doing emotional freedom technique, which is tapping. We're going to be tapping on our anger with some scripts, especially good for those children who find it hard to release anger and hold on to it as a way of keeping control, or because they're too frightened to slip into those more vulnerable feelings. So that's tonight at 5. You can still join us. It's not too late. smileyforlife.com/energy pod. And then starting next month in the Energy Pod, we're going to be talking about positive thinking. Now, this is not about being a happy clapper and going, yeah, I've never been happier. This is more about emotional resilience. So it's more about being able to go down there, be disappointed or sad or whatever, and then be able to come back, be able to learn from your mistakes, live a braver life, have more courage, not be afraid of getting it wrong, because you will, because we're learning all the time, right? So throughout the whole of November, so every Monday, I think there's 4 Mondays in November, we're going to be doing the energy of positive thinking. Why would you want to come to the Energy Pod? Because you want to improve your emotional literacy. That's your ability to recognize, connect to, process and make sense of your feelings. If you are not connected to that emotional part of yourself, you can't emotionally nurture or role model to your kids. So I'm saying to people, if you watch the parents training the other day and you recognise yourself as having complex post-traumatic stress disorder, then you will only probably have like 2 go-to emotions, anxiety and anger, and your emotional literacy will be limited because of what's happened to you and because of your wounding. So please do think about coming to the Energy Pod. And that's why I'm working with families together, because you can learn with your children and you can also watch me coach and respond to them in a different way. So you can watch me coach them and you can learn to respond in that way too and learn to become an emotional coach. And I will also be coaching and helping you too. So it's such a nice place to hang out. It's a small group, Mondays at 5. Some people can't make it Mondays at 5, but if you buy a ticket and come into the group, the video stays up in the group for the whole week, and I take it down, probably going to take it down, what's the time, 12 o'clock soon, so that when new people come into the group tonight, they can't see last week's class. The podcast, so last week we had the one with the Marvellous Medicine, that's episode 13. I'm just about to record this afternoon the one with the Frozen Planet, which is all about it's all about me explaining to children what social media and what the internet will do to their brains if it's not boundaried. And also there's a blog post to go with that on the blog for parents. Guys, if you think it's not affecting you, it's affecting everyone. It's a massive influence. It's like drip feeding, it's brainwashing. They're constantly being fed it, so are we. So really would ask you to be vigilant with your boundaries around screens, and I'm trying to monitor my screen time and be more present and more mindful, like just being here instead of living in a virtual world. This is not always a good world to live in, especially if you're not having a very good day. You can get into the whole comparison thing and it's not good. So if you like the podcast, if you're thinking about working with me and you don't know how to introduce your children to me, the podcast is a really good way for me to create rapport with them before they meet me, because you just pop me in their earbuds and there's lots of things they can listen to, stories. It's just like an audio story. It's me talking to them and coaching them, really. But that's my style of coaching in a really creative, fun way. I use stories and metaphors and films and colours and animals. And it's a really good way to get children to recognise what's going on for them and to become more self-aware. And if you like the podcast, when you go over to listen to an episode on the website, it asks you for a review. I would love it if you could just take 2 minutes of your time to review an episode, or even just write me a note and say what your favourite episode is and why. And the reason why is because if we get lots of reviews on there, iTunes will recognise us, and then that means that I can reach more children and help more families. And that's the reason why I'm writing the podcast, because I don't want any lonely, sad children growing up sitting in their bedrooms self-harming or feeling like no one understands them and feeling like they wish they weren't here. I don't want that. I've got too much of that going on. So please write a review. It's not just about bigging up my business. Write a rubbish review if you don't like it, if you think it's rubbish. Write what you like, but please leave a review. And also your feedback, or you can request, say, Smiley, can you write an episode about this, or whatever your challenge or your struggle is, ask me and I'll write you an episode. I was coaching a family last week and they asked me to write an episode, the one with the shouty teacher, because I think highly sensitive, anxious children are quite scared of some authority figures, especially if they can be quite aggressive or in your face. So I've put that on the list. I've got 30 episodes all waiting to be written. I've got a list and I keep growing the list. So please, right here in the comments below, say to me, Smiley, write an episode on this, and I will try and write an episode for your kids. What else did I want to tell you about? Hang on, let me think. So there's 2 coaching courses that may be helpful to you at the moment. The first one is Be Your Own Best Friend. So we finalised the 6-week live course last week, the pilot course. It was mint. Everyone loved it. The mums loved it. The kids loved it. And I've packaged that all up into an online programme. So if you do the course live with me, the next live intake is in January. It starts at the beginning of January. It's £349 for the 6-week course in a group. But you can do it as a standalone DIY pack to do at home on your own. So if you do that, the price for that is £199. But I'm doing a special launch price for November. I'm giving it to you for £149, which is an absolute billy bargain because there's so much stuff in there. I'm teaching children all the stuff we didn't have growing up: assertiveness, social skills, what their friendship values are, how to set boundaries, what boundaries are, how to protect yourself, how to stand up to yourself, how to pick the right kind of friends, how to take care of yourself, how to self-soothe, how to be kinder and more compassionate to yourself, how to manage the mean girl voice inside your head, all of that. So the special launch price is is on until the 30th of November. So you just need to go to the course in the online learning den, smileyforlife.zenler.com, Zenler, smileyforlife.zenler.com. Find Be Your Own Best Friend. When you get to the checkout, you just put in the code BFF offer. So BFF is best friend forever. BFF offer. And you will get it for £149. I'm not going to do it again. I'm doing it because it's a new course, and I want to create a fuss about it because it's been so successful. It's really helped those families. And the good thing about the content is that you can keep revisiting it over and over and over again, because this stuff, you don't learn it all the first time round. It's the same for all of us. When you learn something new, you have to, it's through repetition and through practice and through putting it into practice, through taking action, that it becomes part of who you are. Excuse me. If you're wanting to sign up for the live intake in January, you need to go to the website smileyforlife.com/BFF, and you'll be able to pop your details in there and arrange a telephone interview with me. I'll ask you some questions. I want to make sure it's right for you. I want people to get what they need from it. I don't want you to spend your money if it's not going to help you, if I think something else will help you more. The second course, which is available, it starts on the 7th of November, is Get Your Worries Out. So this is a 6-week live course done in a group. All the details are over on the website, smileyforlife.com/worries out. This is for 8 to 12-year-olds and their families. It's for those families that are living with anxiety and want some practical coping strategies. So we're going to do 6 weeks worth of dealing with our worries. So by the end of it, you should be a ninja. You will have a really good toolkit, and you will know exactly what to do and recognise when your anxiety or when your worries kick in. So that would be amazing. So that's the live course that starts on the 7th of November, is £275. What I usually do with these live courses, because they're quite new, because they're groups, I wait until I've got 3 families to start. So when I did Be Your Best Friend back in September, I waited till I had 3 families, and we actually delayed the course by a week. So if you can't make the 7th of November, one lady wrote to me yesterday and said, we can't make the class at 6 o'clock. So I said, well, maybe we can make it 6:30 if all the other families are in agreement. So I'll kind of liaise with those people that are interested and make sure that we can all meet up once a week. The meet up once a week is just a Q&A, a question and answer session. You get all the videos and the materials to do. You get a booklet, a journal, like you get with Be Your Own Best Friend. Actually, you get a 50-page downloadable printable journal for the kids to write all their stuff in. So while they're watching the videos, they can just write and draw. They don't even have to write if they don't want to. You can use the journal if you like. But it commits stuff to your memory if you're writing it down. So that comes with a journal as well. And it comes with videos and coaching exercises and audios, things for you to listen to. So that's starting on the 7th of November. If we don't get enough families for that, because I recognise that we're coming up into silly season and Christmas is approaching, I normally start to wind down after the second week of December because I can't compete with Father Christmas. It'd be crazy to even try. So if we can't get enough families, then I'll push the date back to January and we can do it next year. It'd be a shame though, because it's a good course. And it would be nice to do it before Christmas, knowing that you can start 2019 with a different head on your shoulders. Wouldn't it? It'd be a nice start to the new year. What else did I want to talk to you about? I think that's it really. I'm just really aware that my work has changed and outgrown and turned into something different to what it was before. And it's less more about sort of like the one-to-one face-to-face contact, and it's more about becoming like a teacher / mentor and giving people practical tools, which is why I've created the online learning den, because lots of us are busy, and when you have practical tools, it kind of forces you to take action. Whereas when I'm doing the face-to-face work, yes, children are getting what they need. They're mostly getting their emotional needs met, because that's why they come to coaching. But there's nothing like putting it into practice. And I'm working more with families as a whole, because children are a byproduct of the environment they grow up in. They are not getting their needs met at home. And so through working with me and through doing the courses, you can easily identify, what your child needs and why they're not getting it. And that's nobody's fault. It's not about blaming. It's just about, sometimes you can't see the hand right in front of your face, can you? You can't see it. So, yeah. So if you're around this morning and you want to say hi, or you have a question for me, I will happily answer it for you. I think that's it really. I'm going to go out for a walk this afternoon, get my daily dose of nature, because I find that's really relaxing for my anxious brain. And then I'm going to get ready for the energy pod. That's at 5:00 tonight. I'm thinking as well about next summer doing my yoga sessions in the park again. I didn't do them last year because I was a little bit burnt out and I had a lot of personal stuff going on. But the year before, when I did do them, they were really successful, and the kids absolutely loved them. So if you're interested in the summer yoga, which I know seems like a million miles away, but I am kind of thinking ahead to next year and thinking, right, what do I want to write next year? Where do I want to be? What do I want to do? I'm hoping to do some travelling next year. I've got some plans to go away after my birthday in February, so that'll be exciting. Bit of a change of scenery. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to tell you. While I'm here, I might just do a little smiley thought card. Oh, here they are. Oh, I think it's good to keep up to date, and I know you guys don't like commenting on here, but I can see you all coming to the page and reading stuff and not liking and commenting. That is lazy social media Facebooking, guys. Facebook likes you and rewards my page and will put me back in your newsfeed if you like and comment on stuff. Don't make it mean any more than the fact that you're just supporting my business or spreading the word to other families. You can do that, can't you? You can like and comment. I really, really need you to do that. I really need you to do that. So please, don't just come and take the content. Do give it a little like or a comment, because I spend a lot of time scheduling in my social media posts for you, picking stuff that I know that will help you and making you aware of things that I know will light up bits of your brain and make you go, aha, I need to know that. So please reciprocate and show some love back, because I can see that you're all there and I would really appreciate that. Thank you. Right. Let's have a little smiley thought card for the day. If you've just jumped online, you're coming to say hi. Ask me a question. If you've got a question for me, I'll happily answer for you. What have we got? Oh, there you go. It's a confidence card for you all today. I have a great imagination. Look at that. And now warriors, little warriors who are coming to get your worries out, you do have great imaginations, but you just haven't learned how to use them in the right way, which is why your brains go off into Worriesville. You jump on the worry train, you can't get off. So on the other side it says, trust your brain to work its magic. It is happy daydreaming. Oh, I loved daydreaming as a child. I used to just disappear into my own little world to escape the chaos. Have fun getting lost in your thoughts. It's a kind of form of meditation. I think people try really hard to meditate, and kids who can't sit still because they've got trauma in their bodies or they're not securely attached to their parents, they're all over the place like they've got ants in their pants, little fidget bottoms. And I say to them, you can mindfully do anything. You can daydream, make up stories in your head, make plans in your head of things that you want to do. Take yourself off on little journeys. I get the kids who like Minecraft to create Minecraft scenes in their heads. You can mindfully eat your food, like really taste it and chew it. You can mindfully go for a walk in nature. Get away from those blimmin' screens. That's what I'm going to do. So if you don't have any questions for me, thank you so much for watching this video. I feel like we're all up to date. The best way to stay in touch, as I said, is sign up for the newsletter, because I write to you every week. And obviously, if you can't read every newsletter every week, you can just delete it and wait for the next one to come in. I had one lady that says, I've saved all your newsletters in a folder because they're so useful. And I often will write in newsletters things that I don't put on here. So you get little kind of nuggets of wisdom or things that, a bit more personal stuff that perhaps I don't really want to share on here, but I don't mind putting it in a love letter to you. All right. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful, wonderful first week back at school, and I will see you all really soon. Take care. Bye. Bye.